Hello, people of Earth. It's Wednesday. Time for math. Help with Master Webb.
Hey kids, welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be looking at standard 5GB4, classifying two-dimensional figures in a hierarchy based on properties. What they really want you to understand is that shapes are organized into a system, much like that of a family tree. For example, a family is organized, and it's a system, with grandparents and grandchildren. Let's take a look at the square and rectangle. What do you notice as similarities and differences? Take a moment, pause the video, and look over the shapes. The square has 4 sides, 4 right angles, opposite sides are equal, there are 2 pairs of parallel sides, and all sides are equal in length. The rectangle has 4 sides, 4 right angles, opposite sides are equal, and 2 pair of parallel sides. The thing that is different here is in the rule is that all sides are equal in length only applies to the square. The square and the rectangle are in a family. Let's take a look at how this applies to the hierarchy within the family that is related to the square. We saw how the square and the rectangle are related, and the rules will show that they are also related to quadrilaterals and polygons. We need the rules to make the call, so it's always helpful to have guidelines to help you understand the traits and the characteristics of shapes. Let's start with some rules. You may want to pause the video and jot this down as notes to help you study the classifying of shapes and their traits. The quadrilateral is a closed shape with 4 sides. The parallelogram has 2 pair of parallel sides. The rhombus has 4 sides, and they're congruent, which just basically means they're the same. The rectangle has 4 right angles. It also has 2 parallel sides, and opposing sides are equal. The square has 4 equal sides and 4 right angles. The kite has adjacent sides and 1 pair of angles that are equal. Polygons have at least 3 straight sides and angles, and typically have 5 or more sides and angles. Again, pause the video and jot down these notes in a notebook to use to help you identify shapes. Now that we know what everything is called, it'll be handy for us to have some signals to help us recall and identify the shapes. Pause the video and jot these notes down. These symbols will help you identify the characteristics of shapes. Again, pause the video and jot these notes down. Then join me for practice. Let's say you were given this statement on a test or on a worksheet that you had for class. All rectangles are quadrilaterals. Look at your notes, then apply these notes to this shape. Our notes tell us that a quadrilateral is a closed shape with 4 sides. The rectangle on the screen is complete and closed, so the answer is yes. Let's try another practice. This one wants us to classify the shape. Go back and look at your notes. Let's find, mark, or score the properties or attributes of this shape. Let's start by looking for parallel sides. To do this, we need to pick a side. Let's start by picking this side. Is this side parallel with any other side? Yes. It's parallel with the opposing side. Are the other sides parallel? Yes. So let's mark and score them like this so we can see their attributes. Staying with the sides, let's look and see if we can find equal lengths. Both of these sides are the same length, so we can score them like this. And these two sides are the same length, so we can score them like this. We can score them slightly differently, so we're telling the proper information and we can understand this shape's true attributes. This will help us as we understand the hierarchy. What else can we say about this shape? Let's do an angles check. Look over the shape and see what angles you can find. It's pretty easy to add a right angles check to the checklist. Check the angles. What do you see? Using the 90-degree check, we can see that there are 4 90-degree shapes. Our 90-degree check is complete. Now that we have scored all of our attributes, we can definitely say that this shape meets all the rules for a rectangle, but it also meets the rules for a parallelogram, a polygon, and a quadrilateral. If this shape was a person, it would have a lot of family members. Okay, boys and girls, now it's time for you to try it. Question 1, classify the shape by first scoring the shape. Then, matching as many of the attributes from the box on the right to this shape. Pause this video and try this out. I'll be back with the answers. Okay, ready? Here you go. How did you do? I bet you did great. Okay. Now let's try the same thing for question 2. Pause the video and I'll be back with the answers. Okay, ready? Here you go. How'd you do? Great. Let's try number 3. Pause the video, score it, and find the attributes on the right that are connected to it. Okay, here are the answers. How'd you do? Well, this brings us to another end of a lesson, boys and girls. I hope you had a good time. I'll leave you with this. Believe you can, and you're halfway there.